Hi, this is Chef Remy. Today I'm bringing you Mugu Gai Pan, and it's the first in a series of Chinese dishes I'll be showing you how to make. These are the ones you find in your Chinese restaurants across America. They're very healthy and fresh, and I hope that you'll be able to do them at home. Most of the work is just cutting up the vegetables, and the cooking goes very quickly. Okay, now here's the first of the vegetables. We have ginger. You'll be shopping for some ginger. We don't need this much. Actually, what we need is a very small piece that looks like this, and we're going to peel it and we're going to dice it up a special way. Okay, we'll wind up with 1 teaspoon. Now an onion we're only going to use half, but we're going to cut that a special way too. And here's garlic, of course, 3 or 4 cloves. Now the carrot, we're going to slice that up a special way as well. We only need a half a cup. Scallions, same thing. We're going to slice them up. 1 or 2 will do. Bok Choy, if you can't find it, celery will do, but we're only going to use the white part. The green you can save for other Chinese dishes or soups. Alright, moving right ahead, we get into zucchini. We'll need 1 cup of sliced zucchini. We're going to cut that up a certain way also. Snow peas. We'll want to buy tender snow peas. We'll have to wash them, and we'll have to trim them as well. We'll be showing you that. Broccoli. You may or may not want to use this in your dish of Mugu Gai Pan, but we need 1 cup of florets, and if we have some stock to cut up, we'll cut that up a certain way. Water chestnuts. You may not need to get a can this big. You might be able to find smaller cans in your supermarket, and try to find the kind that are already sliced. If not, then I'll show you how to slice them. Okay? That's water chestnuts, and it's a very important part. Now cornstarch, of course, we'll need, but arrowroot is good if you have it. It makes everything glisten. Pepper, of course, to your taste. We'll have a little bit of pepper. Now, dry cooking sherry. Actually, I would recommend the kind like this that you can drink. That's a little bit better. We're going to need a lot of bowls, okay? And the reason, we need to measure things. Now, here's our snow peas. Let's wash them. And see the little tips right there? We're going to trim those and get them ready. And here's what they look like when they're ready to go, all nice and clean and ready. And we're going to put them in a bowl, and this is how we're going to measure, and we're going to organize everything in bowls to show the order in which the food gets cooked in the wok. Now here's our minced garlic in a bowl, and that was 3 cloves, by the way. Okay, frozen tenderloins or breasts are easy to cut when they're frozen or partially frozen, and what we're going to do is cut them up a certain way. Now here's mushrooms. If you have fresh, that's good. If not, canned is okay. We're going to drain them, get them ready. We're only going to need 6 tablespoons of chicken broth. We'll get that ready, and we only need a ½ teaspoon of sugar, and we'll put that in a bowl like this. Everything goes in bowls now, remember, because of the order. Peanut oil. If you can't find it, then canola oil will be fine. We'll be using it twice. 2 tablespoons the first time, 2 tablespoons the second time. Okay, but it really gives a nice taste. Okay, here's our half onion. The other half we're going to store away. And then that half, you're going to cut that in half. And you see, cut it this way, because what we want is we want squares that you'll see. I'll pull them apart so you can see, and we'll put them in a bowl. And I'll hold one with my hand like that right there. That's what we're looking for. That's the way that we want to cut them up. And then store the rest away in a baggie in your refrigerator. Same for the bok choy. We're not going to use the green part. And cut the bok choy up that way. A couple of stalks would be good. Here's our ginger. Now after we peel it, we're going to cut it lengthwise, and then turn it over and cut it lengthwise again, just like this. And then cut it across, and you'll wind up with these little tiny bits of ginger. We want to make them nice and small, and we're going to measure them and put them in a bowl as well. Okay? Now we're getting there now, little by little. There's a lot of ingredients in this, and it's all, kind of pleasant work, just chop chop. There's our scallions. We're putting them in bowls, the white and the green. Here comes the zucchini now, and what we're going to do, not peel it, I'll show you that in a minute. Here's the partially frozen chicken, and what we did is we cut it as thin as possible, okay, very thin, and we'll put it in a bowl, back in the refrigerator, and set it aside. Now here comes our carrot, and this is the way we're going to cook our carrot, just like this. See, I've got one in my hand like that. Okay, get it as thin as possible, because remember, the carrot takes a little longer to cook, so if we make it thinner, it'll cook that much faster. It'll soften up on you very nicely when you steam it. Okay, now the florets, just like this, cut them with the scissors, and if you have some of the stalk left over, just like the carrot, cut it up like that, just like that, nice and thin, and that's going to go in. And here's our zucchini we were talking about. The pieces are too big, so we're just going to cut them across that way or the other way, and just make them smaller. Put them in a bowl, like so, and drain the mushrooms. Get them ready to go. The fresh is okay to use fresh, cooks just as quickly. These, of course, are already cooked. Now there's our water chestnuts. We did have to slice them, and that's how they look when they're sliced. Okay, this is what we use to make the white sauce with: broth, cornstarch, sherry, and sugar. And we're going to put that into this measuring cup here. Okay, and we're going to take a whisk and get it ready. Now you're going to have to do this again towards when you get ready to put it in, because of course the cornstarch wants to settle to the bottom. Now here's the order in which things are going to go, and this is why we want things in bowls. There's our garlic, ginger, and scallion. That goes into the wok first with the peanut oil. Okay, and then goes the chicken. We're going to cook that for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to take it out. Then we're going to put these vegetables in with some more peanut oil, and those are the ones that go last: the mushrooms and, of course, the water chestnuts. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to take the ring, and we're going to secure it to the stove if you have that kind of arrangement. Okay, now there goes the wok on top, and we need a cover, just like this one, because we're going to be steaming. Alright, just like that. And we need a spatula that's made for woks. It looks like this. That way it gets everything, scoops everything up. Now there's our peanut oil. We're ready to go. We got our flame turned up all the way. We put the wok on there and let it get hot first for, a minute or two. Then put the peanut oil in there. Okay, and then swirl it around so that the wok is coated with peanut oil. That way the food doesn't hit the dry sides. It hits the coated sides, and everything gets coated, and it starts to smell good and taste good right off the bat. That's what that peanut oil does. It's just such a great taste. Okay, so there's our three: the scallions, the ginger, and the garlic. And now we start throwing in the chicken. Now you may want to do the chicken in 2 batches if you have a lot of it. Okay, we don't want anything to steam up on us. So we give it a quick stir like that. Stir fry. Alrighty, and now we're using the other spatula now, scooping and stirring and scooping and stirring, and just get all the pink out. Start cooking it up. You don't want to cook it all the way. Okay, now we're going to take it all out and set it aside and keep it warm. And then we're going to put 2 more tablespoons of peanut oil in there and start with our veggies. Okay, now here comes the first of the veggies. Of course, the onions and the bok choy and the celery if you had some. And of course, we're going to get everything coated with that peanut oil, and we're going to get it all stirred up. And now comes the carrots. Alright, moving right along. The snow peas. That's going to be next. And of course, the broccoli florets. and the broccoli stalks and the zucchini, and just give that all a nice big stir. And just don't let up, don't go answer the phone, don't go answer the front door, just give everything a big stir. Everything coated, everything getting nice and hot and stirred up. And now we're going to put some water in there. Okay, here comes our water chestnuts and our mushrooms, and now here we're putting in a third cup of water, and we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it steam for about 5 minutes. And you be the judge now. If you want to lift it up and while it's steaming, go ahead and see if the carrots have softened up or not. Okay, here comes the water now. And we'll let that come to, it'll go down to the bottom, it'll come to a boil. Okay, so 5 minutes. If you want to do 6 minutes, that's fine. You go ahead and try it and see if the carrots are softened up. Alright, now we want to make a little hole here in the middle, and we're going to put the white sauce in there. Of course, we want to give a little bit of stir to the white sauce. See, there's a little bit of water left in the bottom, that's fine. Okay, now we stir that up, and we're going to put that in there, and we're going to bring it to a boil. If it doesn't boil right away, you may want to cover it to keep the heat in, and when it gets to a boil, you go ahead and whisk it to make it thicken. And when it's nice and thickened, you can go ahead and start stirring everything up again so that everything gets coated with the white sauce and starts glistening. There you go, see? Everything is getting coated. And we're almost done. Now we're going to put the chicken back in. And of course the chicken's going to bring back the ginger and the garlic and the scallions. So we want to stir it up even more to get everything dispersed properly. All nice and even. And you can go ahead and cover it and get it all really hot if you want. Okay, now we're going to get ready to plate this. We're just going to put it on this bowl here temporarily, and then we'll plate it and we'll show you what it looks like. See how it glistens? That is moo goo gai pan, okay? That's what we're looking for. We want to see that shine, and oh my goodness, it smells so good. And there you have it, moo goo gai pan. Well, thanks for watching my video. This is Chef Remy. And if you get a chance, please look at my website, thevideocook.com. There you have it right there, where you can see dozens, if not hundreds, of other recipes. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.